Away, alone, alast, aloved, along the...
River run past Eve and Adams, from swerve of shore to bend of bay, brings us, by a commodious vicus of recirculation, back to Hoath Castle and environs.
Sir Tristram, Viola de Mores, for over the short sea, had Passenger re-arrived from North America, on this side the scraggy isthmus of Europe Minor, to wilder fight his peninsulate war.
Nor had Topsawyer's rocks by the stream O'Conee exaggerated themselves to Lawrence County's Giorgios, while they went double in their moomper all the time. Nor a voice from a fire bellowed, Misha, Misha, to Tauf Tauf, thwart Petrick.
Not yet, though very soon after, had a kid-scad butt-ended a bland old Isaac.
Not yet. The walls fair in Vanity were Sosie Cesters wrought with Twan, Nat and Joe.
Rot a peck of Paz malt, a gem or shen brewed by arclight, and Rory end to the Regenbrow was to be seen ring some
on the aqua face.
The Fall!
Ba 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 dalgara teka minaron con bron tonaron twan thun truvar hoon on scon tour den enther nook. Of a once Wall Street old par, is retail early in bed and later on life down through all Christian minstrelsy.
The great fall of the off-wall entailed at such short notice the pchoot of Finnegan, our solid man, that the humpy head of himself promptly sends an unquiring one well to the west.
In quest of his tumpity-tumptos.
And their upturned pike, point and place is at the knock out in the park,
where oranges have been laid to rust upon the green since Devlin's first loved Livy.
What clashes here of wills gen wants, ostrigods, gag and fishy gods?
Coax, coax, coax!
Wallu, wallu, wallu!
Wow!
Where the Badalaries partisans are still out to Mathmaster Malachus migraines, and the Verdens catapulting the cannibalistics out of the white boys of Hoodiehead.
Essia gets and boomerang strums.
Sod's brood, be me fear!
Sandlorians, save!
Alarms appeal with larms appalling!
Killy, kill, killy, a toll, a toll.
What chance cuddlies, what casuals aired and ventilated, what bid me to loves induced by what a goat absolvers, what true feeling for theirs hay hair with what strong voice of false Jacob. Oh, hear, hear, how hath sprawled met the dust the father of fornicationists, but, oh, my shining stars and body, how hath fen-spaned most high heaven the sky sign of sought advertisement. But was is out, ere were sewers?
The oaks of Ald, now they lie in peat, yet elms leap where asks lay. Fall if you but will, rise you must. And none so soon either shall the farce for the nonce come to a set-down secular finish.
Like Mr. Finnegan of the stuttering hand, Freeman's Mower, lived in the broadest way imaginable, in his rushlet too far back for mousages, before Joshuan judges had given us numbers, or Helveticus committed Deuteronomy.
One yeasty day he sternly struck his tet in a tub for to wash the future of his fates. But ere he swiftly stuck it out again by the might of Moses, the very water was evaporated and all the Guinnesses had met their exodus. So that ought to show you what a pension-duty chap he was.
During mighty odd years, this man of hod, cement and edifices, in Toper's Thorpe, piled bildung supra bildung pon the banks for the livers by the swang so.
He had a little fifey and he hugged the little crater.
With her hair and hands, tuck up your partner.
Oft while Balbulus mitre ahead, with goodly trowel in grasp and ivor-oiled overalls, which he habitually fancied. Like Haroun Childeric Egbert, he would caligulate by multiplicables, the altitude and maltitude, until he seesaw by neat light of the liquor where twin 'twas born, his roundhead stable of other days, to rise in undress masonry upstanded.
Joy granted.
A walloworth of a skyerscape, of most Eiffel height and towerly, originating from next to nothing, and celescalating the himmels and all. Higher architecty tipty-top loftical, with the burning bush abob of its bauble top, and with Lawrence O'Tooler's clittering up, and tumbles of buckets clattering down. Of the first was he to bear arms and a name, Vasily Buslea of Ringsenburg, his crest of heraldry invert with ancillars, trueblunt, argent, a heg oak, pursuivant, horrid, horned.
His Scots fest with archers strung, Helio of the second.
Hooches for a husbandman handling his hoe.
Ho, 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 Mr. Finn. You're going to be Mr. Finn again. Come day morn, o' your vine, Sunday's eve, and your vinegar. Ha, 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 Mr. Fun. You're going to be fined again.
What then, agent-like, brought about that tragedy Thunder's Day, this municipal sin business?
Our cube house still rocks as ear witness to the thunder of his Arafatas, but we hear also through successive ages that shebby chorish of uncalified Muzzle-nimmy Issel hymns that would blackguardize the white stone ever hurtled out of heaven. Stay us wherefore in our search for righteousness, O Sustainer. What time we rise, and when we take up to Tutmik, and before we lump down upon our leather bed, and in the night and at the fading of the stars.
For a nod to the Nabir is better than wink to the Wabsanti. Otherways, Wesways, like that provost scoffing Bedanin the Jebel and the Jepesian Sea. Cropper the Crunchbrecken shall decide. Then we'll know if the feast is a fly day. She has a gift of seek on sight, and she all causally answers helpers, the dreamy dearie.
Heed! Heed!
It may have been a misfired brick, as some say, or it might have been due to a collapsus of his back promises, as others looked at it.
There extant by now 1001 stories, all told of the same.
But so sore did Aby Itty Ivy's hollered abbles.
What with the wall hall's horrors of Rolls Rights, car hacks, stone engines, kist vanes, tram trees, Fargo ballers, auto kinetons, hippo hobblies, street fleets, turning taxes, megafogs, circuses and wards moats and basilicirks and aero pagodes, and the hoice and the jolly brule and the peeler in the coat, and the Mecklenburg bitch bite at his ear, and the Merlinborough burrocks and his 4 old poor-courts, the bore the more, and his blight black working stacks at 12 pins a dozen, and the newbie buses sledding along Safety First Street, and the Derry jelly bees snooping around Tell No Taylor's corner, and the fumes and the hopes and the struppy thump of his Ville's indigenous Rome keepers, home sweepers, dome creepers, Thurum and Thurum in fancy mud moorumed, and all the uproar from all the aufroofs. A roof for May and a reef for Hugh, but under his bridge suits Tony. One warning, Phil tippling full, his Houtfield heavy, his hodda did shake.
There was a wall, of course, in erection.
Dim, he stuttered from the latter. Damn, he was dud. Dumb.
Master Batum, when Amon merries, his lute is all long for whole the world to see. choice, I should she, McCool, or why did you die of a trying, thirsty morning?
Sobs they sighed at Finnegans Christmas Wake, all the hooligans of the nation, prostrated in their consternation, and their duodismally profusive plethora of ululation. There was plums and grooms and sheriffs and ciderers and raiders and cinnamon too.
And they all joined in with the shoutmost joviality.
Agog and Magog, and the round of them a grog.
To the continuation of that celebration until Hannah and Hoonigan's extermination.
Some in Can chorus, more Can keening.
Belling him up and filling him down. He's stiff, but he's steady as Priam Olin. 'Twas he was the Dason gale labouring youth. Sharpen his pilliscone, tap up his beer. Or where in the world would you hear such a din again?
With their deep brow fundings and their dusty fidelios, they laid him brawned on a langlass bed.
With a apocalypse of Finniskey for his feet and a barrel load of Guinnesses for his head. Tea the total of the fluid, hang the twaddle of the fuddle-doe.
Hurrah! There is but young leave for the owl globe wheels in view, which is, tautologically, the same thing. Well, him being so on the flounder of his bulk like an overgrown babbling, let we peep see at hum. Well, CPG audiot platterplate.
From Shopalis to Bailiwick, or from Ashton to Baranote, or from by the banks to round the head, or from the foot of the bill to Ireland's eye, he calmly extensoles. And all the way,
A horn!
from fjord to fjell, his bay window bobos shall wail him rockbound.
Hoa, 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 hoa.
In swim, swam, and all the livy long night, the dale dalpling night, the night of blurry bells, her flit afloat in tricky trochees.
Oh, Corina,
Wake him.
With her Essavans and her patter Jack Martins about all them inns and houses, tilling a tale of a tum, telling a toll of a teary turty tobling.
Grace before glutton.
For what we are,
Gifts are gross if we are about to believe.
so pull the bag and pass the kish for cross sake.
Oh, man.
So say us. Grampapus is fallen down, but Grinny spreads the board.
Ways on the joint of a dish,
Finfo from the fush.
ways be his bacon head,
A loaf of Sing Pantry's Kennedy bread.
and ways hitched to the hop in his tail.
A glass of Dan O'Donnell's famous old Dublin ale.
But lo, as you would quaff off his fraud stuff and sink teeth through that pint of a flower-white bodie, behold of him as behemoth, for he is no Wamo.
Finice.
Only a photograph of a yestern scene, almost rubicund salmosalar, ancient from out the ages of the Agapamonides. He is smolten in our midst, woebecanned and packed away, so that meal's dead off for sunman, schluck, schleiss, and good rid hearing. Yet may we not see still the Brontushian form outlined as slumbered, even in our own night time, by the sedge of the troutling stream that Bronto loved and Brunto has a lean on.
Hic cubat edilis, apud libertinem parvulam.
What if she be in flags or flitters, reeky rags or Sunday chosies, with a mint of mines or beggar a penny weight?
Sure, we all love little Annie Rooney, or we mean to say, love little Anna Rainey, when under her brella mid-piddle med-puddle she nanny goes nancing by.
Yo, Brontalone slaps, yo snores, Upon Ben Heather in Seepally suit too.
The crannic head on him, caster of his reasons, Peer Youthner in yond mist.
Hooth.
His clay feet, swarded in verdigras, stick up stark where he last fell on 'em. By the mont of the magazine wall where her Maggie seen all with her sister and shawl.
While over against this Bell's alliance, beyond ill 60, alla load ill, bagsides of the fort, bomb, terra bomb, lurked the ambushes, the sight of the lifting in weight of the upjock and hockums. Hence, when the clouds roll by, Jamie, a proud's eye view is enjoyable of our moundings mass, now Wallaston National Museum, with, in some greenish distance, the charmful Waterloose country and the two quite white villagettes who here show of themselves so gigglesome, mingst the foliages the pretty lees. Penetrators are permitted into the museum mound free. Welsh and the Paddy Patkinses, 1 shilling. Resdes members, invalids of old guard, find pussy pram to sate the sort of their butt. For her passkey, supplied to the janitrix, the Mistress Kate.
Tip!
This the way to the musey room. Mind your hats going in. Now yous are in the Willingdon musey room. This is a Prussius gun. This is a French.
Tip!
This is the flag of the Prussius, the cap and sorcerer. This is the bullet that bing the flag of the Prussius. This is the French that fire on the bull that bang the flag of the Prussius. Salute the cross gun, up with your pike and fort.
Tip! Wolfsfoot! Fine!
This is the 111 hat of Napoleon.
Tip! Napoleon hat!
This is the Willingdon on his same white horse, the Coke and Hape. This is the big Sarauter Willingdon, grand and magentic in his golden spurs and in iron ducks and his quarter brass woody shoes and his magnets garters and his Bangkok's best and Golier's galoshes and his pull-upon easy-on war trews. This is his big white horse.
Tip!
This is the 3 Napoleon Boyne grouching down in the living ditch. This is an enemy skilling Inglis. This is a Scotter Grey. This is a Davy, stooping. This is the Bog Napoleon, mordering the Napoleon beg, a Gallagher's argument. This is the petty Napoleon boy that was neither bag nor bog.
Essay.
Touch hole fits too mush.
Dirty McDyke and Harry O'Hurry, all of them arminus varminus.
This is Delian Alps. This is Mont Tibble. This is Mont Tipsy. This is the Grand Mons Injun. This is the Croix-Malene of the Alps, hooping to shelter shock the 3 Napoleons. This is the Ginnies with their legahorns, fainting to read in their handmaid's book of strategy, while making their war undecide the Willingdon.
The Ginnies is a coo in her hand, the Ginnies is a rave in her hair, and the Willingdon get the band up.
This is Big Willingdon Memorial Telescope, wounder worker obsides on the flanks of the Ginnies, sex caliber Ross power.
Oh, Tip!
This is me Belcham sneaking his Philippi out of his most awful grimaced sunshot Cromwelly.
Looted.
This is the Ginnies Hastings, dispatch for to irrigate the Willingdon. Dispatch in 10 red lines across the short front of me Belcham.
Yo, leaper Arthur, fear seeking.
Field gaze, thy tiny frau, hug acting.
Nap.
That was tic-tacs of the ginnies for to Fontenoy the Willingdon.
She!
The Ginnies is jealous as in courting all the Napoleons. And the Napoleons is going boycotting crazy into the one Willingdon. And the Willingdon get the band up.
This is Bode Belcham, bonnet to Busby, breaking his sacred word with a ball up his ear to the Willingdon. This is the Willingdon's herald dispatch back. Dispatch desployed on the regions rare of me Belcham. Salomon Gra.
Aye, cherry Ginnies, fig tree you, damn fairy and votre Willingdon.
That was the first joke of Willingdon, tick for tack. This is me Belcham and his 12-mile cowchucks. Wheat, tweet and stamp forth foremost, footing the camp for the Ginnies.
Drink a sip, drink a sup, for he'd sooner buy a Guinness than he'd stale store stout.
This is Rushia's balls. This is a Trinch. Ooh. This is Mistletops. Ooh. This is Cannon Footer with the puppy nose. After his 100 days indulgence, this is the Blessed.
Tara's Witters.
This is Ginnies in the bonny bon bluches. This is Napoleons in the rowdy houses. This is the Willingdon by the splinters of Cork. Order fire, tonnerre!
Bull's ear, play!
This is Camelry. This is Floodens. Oh. This is the Sulphurines in action. This is their Mobley. This is Panic Burns.
Almighty God!
That is too loose.
This is Willingdon Cry. Brum! Brum!
Come brum!
This is Ginny's Cry.
Under wetter.
Goat strip finned lambs. This is Ginny's running away to their ouster list down a bunker shields with a nip nippy nip in a trippy trip so airy for their hearts right there.
Tip!
This is me Belcham's thank you silver plate for kitchen the crepes in the cool of his canister.
Pour the pay.
This is the Bismarck of the Marathon Merry of the Ginnies they left behind them. This is the Willingdon Brandlish, his same memorial telescope, Sophie Keepo, for his royal diversion on the runaway Ginnies.
Gambarista de la Porca, de la Veras Efemeras.
This is the pettiest of the Napoleons, Toffee Thief, that spy on the Willingdon from his big white horse to Cape and Hope.
Stonewall Willingdon is an old Maxi Montrumeni. Napoleons is nice home bushel-ors.
This is Hyena Hennessy laughing aloud at the Willingdon. This is Lipsig Dooley creaking the funk from the Hennessy. This is the Hindu Shimmershin between the Dooley boy and the Hennessy.
Tip, tip, tip.
This is the wixy old Willingdon picket up the half of the three-foiled hat of Napoleon's from out the bloodle filth. This is the Hindu waxing rangy mad for a bomb shoob. This is the Willingdon hanking the half of the hat of Napoleon's up the tail on the buck side of his big white horse.
Tip.
That was the last joke of Willingdon.
Hit.
This is the same white horse of the Willingdon, Culpenhelp, waggling his tail of scrup from the half of a hat of Napoleon's to insult on the Hindu sea boy.
Bull's rag, foul.
This is the sea boy, Madarashatara's up jump and pump him, cry to the Willingdon, Ap puckaroo, pucker Europe. This is the Willingdon, Barnstable gentleman, tenders his matchbots to the Cursigan Shimmershin.
Sucker you stead.
This is the door for him, sea boy, blow the whole of the half of the hat of Napoleon's off of the top of the tail on the back of his big white horse.
Tip.
Bullseye, game.
How Copenhagen ended. This way, the musy room. Mind your boots going out.